Ah, the Range Rover Sport. Big, bold, powerful. A symbol of luxury and performance, sporting the AJ133 5-litre supercharged V8 engine. It boasts 510 horsepower, but it's not all glamour. Owning one of these beasts comes with its quirks and its frustrations. So you want to know what it's really like living with a Range Rover Sport 5-litre supercharged? Well, I'm going to tell you today, in this episode of 10 Things I Hate About My Car. Let's get into it.
Yes guys, it's Snidez, welcome back to the channel. We're going to get straight into it with the 10 things that I hate about my Range Rover Sport V8 Supercharged 5-litre. Let's get into it. Number 1, I hate the fact that every time I walk out the front door, I open the door, I hop in, I know what you're thinking, it's not the engine management light. It's every time I get in it, I have to pay a visit to a fuel station. I think I'm gonna get a loyalty card for Shell. I don't really, it's crazy. No, seriously though, you might be thinking in the comments, oh, well, you shouldn't have bought a car with such a big engine if you weren't gonna be used to the fuel. Yes, it's not a problem. The fact of the matter is, my XFR, which has exactly the same engine, averages 18, 19, 20, 21, knocking about, depending on how you drive. On a run, it will do 30 miles per gallon. This thing averages 9 miles per gallon knocking about and does 15 on a run. It's crazy. Maybe that's because it's as aerodynamic as a block of flats, I'm not sure. But what I do know is that's number 1 on the list. Which leads me on to number 2. The wheels. Yes, I can see that they need a refurb. That's not the reason that I hate them. It's the fact that they're too big, and being 22 inch, they make that smooth ride that you should feel while driving a Range Rover, all banging and crashing. You feel nearly every bump in the road. I mean, not right now because we're parked in a field, but but yeah, and the smallest little pothole will smash your wheels to bits. I hate that. I think personally, if it was me, I mean, I'm going to keep them because they're going to look the best, aren't they? But if it was down to me, I'd stick a set of 20s on it, maybe even a set of 19s, big chunky tyres, and it'd be the comfiest thing on the road. However, I'm going to keep them on. They're getting refurbed, they're getting new rubber, because they look good, and sometimes you've got to pay the price to look good, ain't you? Which leads me on to number 3. Let me just get in here to demonstrate number 3. Ugh. This bloody thing here. The armrest. It's great when you're cruising about, but when you're hopping in and you're trying to put your seatbelt on, it feels like you're trying to wrestle your way out of a ball pit 6 feet deep. And I'm not being funny, but when you hop into a luxury SUV, you shouldn't feel stressed. And as soon as I get in and I have to try and put my seatbelt on, I mean, I've actually, controversial, I've disabled the seatbelt alarm so I don't have to fight with it every time I get in. I mean, I do wear my seatbelt, but if I'm just going around the corner or across the fields, then I don't need to. It's the law. Number 4, the infotainment system. It looks like some Windows 95. Look. It's horrible. It's the laggiest thing I have ever. I'm not even going to attempt to use that. Oh, I've broken it. I've broken it. How do I back out of that? Let's back out of that. Like, it doesn't come with Bluetooth audio. It's honestly, it's a joke. Who even has an iPod? You think that they would have brought out an update for this it's not got a Bluetooth audio module, it has got DAB, although it's not the best DAB in the world. It drops out, although it's actually working now. Better stop this music ASAP. Let me just turn that off. Yeah, it's not very good. I mean, I suppose it's function over, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm saying, but what I do know is I don't like it. I did, obviously, in the newer shape. Even my Jaguar, which is a year newer than this, has a better infotainment system, and you'd think that it'd be exactly the same. But yeah, it's rubbish. Although, to be fair, it's got the 4x4 info, which is helpful, because that's all you want to know when you're taking the kids to school. How's it work? What's this? Oh, it's a compass. That's good. And then, yeah, I don't know. Let's get out of this anyway. While we're in this vicinity, takes me to number 5, the heaters. They are the worst heaters I have ever used in my entire life. It take about 3 hours to warm the cabin up. By the time they're warm, you've got to where you want to go. The knobs don't don't. If you adjust the driver's knob, it doesn't adjust the passenger knob. That was my pet hate in the X5. The old Range Rover, which was newer than this, did it. This one, no, it doesn't sync the temperatures in between, which is annoying. Aircon works though, which is good. Everything works, to be fair, sort of. Anyway, number 6. Now, if you own any sort of Range Rover / Range Rover Sport / I'm assuming any Land Rover product, you might hate me for this, because once you see it, you're not going to unsee it. The heater matrix in the screen. It literally gives me a migraine. The most annoying thing about it is it doesn't run straight, it runs diagonally. I mean, you can't really see it on camera, I don't think. But if you can, let me know in the comments. But does anybody else find, when they're driving down the road, they find themselves focusing more on the heater matrix screen than they do on the road in front, because it just distracts them? It's a distraction, it's dangerous. Just my opinion. Don't hate me. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is the reverse camera is actually in reverse, so it's a mirror image, so when you're steering left, it's actually turning right. I'm pretty sure that's an internal fault in the system, and it's not, well, technically it is Land Rover's fault for making a part that's subpar, but yeah, that's another annoying thing. So we'll say 0.5 on that, which leads me on to the next one. The boot lid. What person in their right mind would want a split hatch on the tailgate? It's pointless, doesn't make sense, and I always press the wrong button. Oh, and I hate the chrome. I'm not sure that's on the list, but it's crap. I think, actually, I could pull it off. Ah, result. Throw that in the bin. I'm not fly tipping really. Let's open that. Yeah, and then it's just for what it is. I mean, it's a cheap car. It's not a cheap car, but it's a cheap car. It's just pointless. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't like it. It does my head in. The seats don't fold down fully flat. The L405 is a better car for doing car stuff and van stuff, because you can't fit a UPVC back door in the back of here comfortably. I have put that in there. Let's shut this too, because the next point is back in the cabin, which I forgot about. It's hard when you're winging this. You don't really know what you're doing. I'm still an amateur. It's the steering wheel. Don't you think in a sports car, the steering wheel should feel slightly sporty? I mean, you get these crappy little flappy paddles, and to be honest, they do work okay, but they just feel cheap, and it feels agricultural. I know it's a Range Rover, it's in its element, but it should feel remotely sporty. What's the point in having a 510 horsepower car, period, obviously, but what's the point in having a 510 horsepower super SUV or whatever you'd want to call it, and not having it like a little bit sportier inside than the standard ones? I don't know. Number 9, it's got to be the chrome, the door handles, the chrome boot lid, the chrome grills, the chrome side steps, the chrome... Oh God, I'm boring myself. Chrome is so dull. It's just a dull man's thing, and it makes me feel physically sick when I look at it. It's the way this was spec'd up / modified was horrendous. I never got to meet the old man who owned it before, as he traded it in at Mercedes, but no doubt for an S-Class with mahogany trim or something. I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna de-chrome this today. So my Jaguar was chrome when I bought it. It had all chrome mirrors and chrome bits and bobs, chrome interior, and I de-chromed all that, and it ended up looking sick with the carbon fibre and that. So to be honest, 10 things I hate about this isn't that easy, because they're not hates, really. They're just dislikes. This video is just a bit of fun, just something light-hearted. If I had to moan about anything else, I would say the cabin doesn't feel, it's not that big for such a big car, if that makes sense. Like, the back seats are, there's not tons of leg room. I'm only 5'6", so it doesn't really matter to me. They're not that comfy. They don't fold down flat enough to fit a back door in. The headrests sit too low, so when you actually want to seat someone in there, you've got to put them up to make it not dig into their back. It's just an old Land Rover. I'd say it's a love-hate relationship, but let's go for a drive anyway. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do like about it. Going into things that I do like about it, I like the fact that I can just hop in and go anywhere, anytime, doesn't really matter what the weather is. Round here where I live, you need an SUV. Oh, there is a big fucking wagon coming towards me. Let me pull out of his way. Oh, that's the ABS because I'm in the mud. Yeah, any weather around here, you need a big truck, and using the Jag every day is not practical really. It's a good car, but yeah, it's not the best. I like the fact that you can park it anywhere. You've not got to worry about it getting stolen as such, because it's an old Range Rover. Nobody wants to steal an old Range Rover because it'll break down half a mile down the road. Is that a horse? I like the fact that it's fast. It handles okay when it's in dynamic mode. When it's not broken. It's cool. The classic shapes have grown on me over the years. I used to hate them, like I used to hate them with a passion. They've grown on me. I like the heated seats. They warm up really quick. It's a bit of a bonus against the heating, the actual heaters in the cabin, because they are absolutely trash. I don't know, I like the fact it's relatively comfy when it's not, like, other than the fact that it's on 22s and you have to get your teeth shaken out when you drive over potholes. Like, the air suspension sometimes works. It's just a Land Rover. But if you're thinking of getting one, which I'm assuming if you're watching this video you probably are thinking of getting one, I'd say just go for it. I wouldn't opt for a diesel, 3 litre diesel. That'll snap the crank. And they will. They will. I know tons and tons of people that it's happened to. In all honesty, it's an alright car. It's not bad. For the money, like, what you're going to get as the equivalent. We had the BMW X5, awful car. What's a Shogun? Awful. Jap crap's just going to fall apart. I mean, this is still well made. It's got leather everywhere. Like, fairly good leather. I'm not too keen on the wood, but that's the granddad that spec'd it up before. What are you going to get that's better? A Land Cruiser? Yeah, probably. More money. Like, value for money, you get a lot of car for the money with this. It's not bad. Plus you get a sunroof, which gives me something to stick you to, so you can listen to me talk rubbish for 20 minutes. No, but I'm going to go and get it washed now and then start de-chroming. But if you like this video, I mean, it's a good video, isn't it? Like, proper. Make sure you drop a like and a comment, and please subscribe. It really helps. Thank you. Peace out.